In other words, we're going to pass this $2 trillion bill so that we can give this money to the slaves and keep the economy going. But before we do that, we still have to have the right to murder them even more. And those Democrats that push that. All you so-called Democrats that love the Democrats so much. They even made Joe Biden get down with that. Joe Biden at one time was against that. He was against trying to get rid of the higher amendment. But now he's running for president. Of course, he done had a relook at it, and all the Democrats got down with him, and now they're ready to get rid of the higher amendment, which means more abortions, even at higher rates. Like, your lives don't mean nothing to them. Your lives don't mean a thing to them. You understand? The fact that they got to lay out $2 trillion, they mad as hell. And they got to lay out $2 trillion, so guess what? We got to kill more of their babies, man. We got to kill more. We got to have the right to kill more of their babies. We got to lower their population. We got to do what Egypt did. We got to work wisely with them to make sure that we don't let them get loose and to have too many babies. Get the mindset. That's why you need to come out of church, man. I can't wait.
And they're using women to do it.
You're going to wake up and see after a while. I can't wait to keep running you the hell out of them churches so that you can open your eyes and see that you done married yourself to the worst black murderers on the face of this earth. I pray we learn from this. Let me read what they said. Conservative lawmakers argue that by not including the Hyde Amendment in the coronavirus spending package, Democrats are trying to invalidate current federal spending bans on abortion and allow this new funding to pay for abortion services. Imagine that. It's supposed the country falling apart. They're supposed to be passing the bill to make sure that families get money and all that. Instead, they want to make sure that in the bill, you're going to have to give some money over for us to kill these black and Latino babies. Even more so. Make you think you walk around thinking that, Democrats love you, man. And when Bill Clinton locked up more black people than damn near anybody except the slave traders, man. Locked up many more people than that. And all your black churches are down with the Democrats. All of them. And all of them go along with that Planned Parenthood, man. What Margaret Sanger said when she said that they're going to use that preacher, man.
Evil women were the main ones behind the eugenics program.
They launched the perfect plan.
Yeah, let me repeat
Now,
that. I'm putting it in this.
thousands of would-be beautiful babies being born are now being murdered in this empire while they starve you to death. There's tens of millions of acres of land all over this country that blacks and Latinos could be feeding themselves from. They could be growing their own cattle, but instead, they got you coddled into these cities like a slaughterhouse, man, to work you to death to make these corporations rich and powerful while you and your family sitting in a tenement starving to death with rents that's through the roof, utility bills through the roof, cable bills through the roof, while you struggle to raise your family and raise your kids packed together like cattle, man, in these major cities, man. This is what they did in ancient Egypt. When you go back and study ancient Egypt, I went studying ancient Egypt thinking I'm going to find out something, heavy about the way the Egyptians ran their empire, man. And what I found out is that they was the evilest, most murderous people at that time, which is why they had the empire they had. They had that empire like that because they were murderers, man. They were brutal to the Lord's chosen people and unrelenting until the Lord had to plague them so bad that they eventually had to give us up.
Which he's going to do here.
Get their foot up off of our neck, man. And that's what you see going on right here. This is the life you live in. You living again in the regeneration of the nation of Israel.
That's right.
You're living in a time where the Most High is going to bring you back as a people, man. There's no need for all this. They're going to put this in the bill. Let me read a little bit more about it, right? Democrats are trying to invalidate current federal spending bans on abortion and allow this new funding to pay for abortion services. However, Kelsey Kyden, Director of Federal Strategies for All Above All, an organization focused on dismantling Hyde and expanding access to abortion. They want to expand access to abortion. 350,000 babies ain't enough. They want to expand even more. Explains that simply isn't getting rid of hard work. He says this, I wish it was that easy. It's a little mind-boggling to me. Roger says, adding, I have a hard time seeing how this bill would undo FY 2020 appropriations bills that already passed, making the Hyde Amendment a point of contention in the spending bill that included making testing more available and letting workers take time off if they're sick seemed to be particularly poor timing. As of Thursday, the number of people in the United States with coronavirus has surpassed 1,344 states and Washington, D.C., with at least 38 people reported dead as a result. So while the people are dying, they up there on Capitol Hill argue that they want to get rid of this thing so that they can expand the portion. It's $350,000 a year, probably more than that. Of course, it's like hell trying to get the numbers. And they want to make sure before we hand this bill out, we're gonna make sure we can kill these things. You think the Lord ain't in this now? You think the Most High is not up in this? You worried about some conspiracy theory or what somebody, whether they made it in a biolab. They already made a Planned Parenthood was made in a biolab, goddammit. Planned Parenthood is the bioweapon. You worried about a goddamn vaccine. Planned Parenthood killing 350,000 of us every year. Okay? That's the bioweapon that you need to be focused on, man. So, fam, I can give this little update. That's what the latest is. But listen, here's the silver lining. I hear they're gonna give like $1,200 a person, $500 for every child, which is peanuts compared to what they should be spilling out. They should have went in there and got 10 trillion. That's what they should have went in there and got. And they're gonna have to come back with more. They probably already know. I think I might even heard one or two of them say, we gotta come back with more. And this is just for the beginning volumes. They gotta come up with more. Of course they do. Of course they do. And the Lord gonna require that they do for what they've done, man. What has gone on in this empire so long, man. So I think I said enough on this little update, y'all. Hit me up. You understand? Give me some likes, folks. Give me some likes, my people. Put your comments in below, man. Hit me up.
Kwamashiela!